सहनाववतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वाम् अनुसन्दधामि। भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। My namaskars to you all who are listening this talk on Srimad Bhagavad Gita. We are towards the end of this chapter, chapter 14th. This is called as Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga. So here in this last section there are these verses dealing with the nature, character and behavior of Gunatita. So Arjuna had asked this question in 21st verse. Kairlingastrain gunanetan atito bhavati prabho kimachara katham chaitan strin gunan ativartate. So what are the characteristics lingaihi of the person who is trin gunan etan trin gunan atita? So gunan etan means these, trin means these three, and gunan atita is gunatita. So one who has transcended gunas, the qualities, meaning that who has transcended materiality itself. Kimachara katham chaitan trin gunan ativartate. So how does he behave? Kimachara, and the person, one who has transcended this trin gunan ativartate, how does he behave? So these are beautiful verses, starting with this verse number 22nd. Prakasham cha pravrittim cha mohameva cha pandava na dveshti sampravruttani na nivruttani kankshati. So with the rise of the sattva, rajasa, tamas, depicted by these three qualities, that prakasha, pravritti and moha, that is the enlightenment, prakasha, knowledge or discrimination. Then pravritti, that is the tendency, urge to go into action, pravritti, and moha, that is delusion. So the characterized by these three attributes, this sattva, rajas and tamas. What is Trigunatita? He behaves like na nivruttani kankshati na dveshti sampravruttani. So this is the idea. So I explained this idea enough and stress that here what is not explicitly mentioned is the person here is treating these qualities, these gunas, this rise of these different moods totally separate from himself. himself or herself for that matter. This is something which is not worded here, but this is very explicit. Therefore, then only it is possible when there are the different rights of sattva, rajas or tamas, that person is na dveshti sampravruttani. When there is a dominance, he does not hate, neither he seeks them, na nivruttani kangshati. So that person would be considered, this is the lakshana of the trigunatita person, the person who has transcended gunas, transcended this materiality. That even for him, he is able to treat his mind like any other material which is subject to change, so subject to states. So that person, he remains as if absolute witness to this change in these tides of these different states of his mind. And therefore, because his dissociation, this separation is absolute, and that's how he can remain unaffected. That you are in confusion, you are not able to decide, you are into moha, that you are having completely opposite understanding, or you are having very clarity of your mind. In none of this state that person is carried away or affected by it. Na dveshti sampravruttani, na nivruttani kangshati. So these verses are already taken. I am just recapitulating them once again for your reference. Then udasina vat asino guneryauna vichalyate guna vartante itteva yovatishtati nengade. So he, as if eva udasina vat, so like as if he is unconcerned, he sits there and he is not disturbed without getting perturbed by the play of these gunas. Gunaryona vichalyate. Guna vartante itteva. That is guna guneshu vartante. So this comes at another place. Guna guneshu vartante iti matvana sajjate. So guna vartante itteva yovatishtati nengate. So no ingate, his mind does not flicker. He does not waver in front of this play of the gunas, and remains situated, rooted in his own being. Yo avatishtati na ingate. Na ingate, that is, he doesn't waver. That in what way? It is said in the earlier verse, na dveshti sampravruttani, na nivruttani kangshati. That his mind does not waver. So in front of this play of the gunas, and like udasina vat, like a mute spectator, unconcerned, unperturbed by the gunas, he is seated within himself. That is the lakshana of the gunatita person. For such a person, therefore, samadukha sukha swastha samaloštashma kanchanaha tulya priya priyo dhira tulya nindatma sanstuti. So for him, sukha and dukkha, it is same, and he can remain seated in himself. And for such a person, that clay, a stone, or gold, they can be all of equal same meaning or same value. In spiritually, they does not affect or made him something more important than another. Tulya priya priyo dhiraha, that he remains situated, patient, situated in his intellect, and priya and apriya are both same to him. And tulya nindatma sanstuti, that ninda or atma sanstuti, ninda, that is somebody's insult, somebody is criticizing, and somebody is praising him, and those both things, his mind is absolutely in such a high plane that this world, it appears before to him as if a dream. That is that state. And therefore, these things, whether what they are saying, whether they are praising or criticizing him, or somebody is in this play, somebody is dear, or somebody is hateful towards him, or something, what kind of material is offered to him. So, in that dream state, so it amounts to all to nothing only. That's why he is not affected by it. That is the state of the mind. That is the state of the mind of the gunatita. Similarly, mana apamana yo tulya. Mana, the samman, that what you say, honors, and apaman, a disgrace, they are all tulya, or mitra, or ari, paksha yoho. So both the side of your friend or your foe, they both are same. Sarvarambha parite, they both are same for such a person who has, not for you. Because we have not gone to that state. Sarvarambha parityagi gunatita sauchyate. That person has dropped all initiatives. He doesn't begin anything. Because to begin anything, he need to have some desire, he need to have some objective. There are no desires, no objectives before him. That person is Jivan Mukta Mahapurusha, Paramahansa. He has become free. He has absolutely realized Jagat Mithya, Brahma Satya. So realizing these things, now the ways of the world, these happenings of the world, amounts to nothing for such a person. And that person, he can say, or for whom this word of absolute unselfishness or absolute love truly exists. Because he does not exist anymore. There is no whatsoever interest of his own attached to any other thing. He does not hope and pray or try in any way to persuade anything, any person, any moment in this universe to go one way or other. That is the highest state a human being can acquire. There remains the greatest peace, which is unchallenged by these moorings of this world, these happenings of this world. World cannot reach here. This is the person living in the world, living in this body, living in this life, has transcended it truly. That is the state our Hindu religion keeps aim, the highest objective for a human endeavor. Why human being is born? Human being is born to realize this state, to do sadhana, to do tapasya, and to arrive at this gate. Here is the full pinnacle, the culmination and fulfillment of spiritual endeavor. This is the goal of all spiritual sadhana and tapasya. And here until this verse we had taken in earlier class. So the next verse here, this couple of verses from this chapter are remaining. Bhagavan says here, Mam cha yo avyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samatiti etan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. This is the verse. So what does it say? The person, so this great stage, this Jivan Mukti, the stage of being this transcendence of this materiality itself, transcendence from this realization of the spirituality in its absolute sense. This is how it is possible. Bhagavan says it is possible by the person, whosoever will worship me, this divine form of that Ishvara. In what way? He uses one adjective here, avyabhicharena. Vyabhichara. So this word, see how does this word is formed? There is first achara. Achara is your vyavhar, your conduct. That is achara. आचार संहिता लगती है ना, इलेक्शन चालू होता है तब. Then you say code of conduct, isn't it? So achara is conduct. Abhichara is which is expected code of conduct. Expected conduct. How? So that would be positive. That would be right. That would be appropriate. So suppose for a student. So suppose for a man or for a woman, for a elderly or for a child, for a teacher or a soldier or a government servant or a doctor. So they have their own decorums, how they conduct themselves, in what particular way, in what particular scenario, at what particular situation. So if they do not behave that way, so immediately they would be said, they will be pointed out, they would be called forth that your behavior was not appropriate. So abhichara is what is your appropriate behavior, appropriate conduct. So abhichara, okay, not abhisara, do not mistake. So abhichara, isn't it? And then something which is totally against it, then it would be called as vyabhichara. That would be called as which is unexpected of you, or it is which is goes completely against with the expected appropriate behavior code of conduct, then that would be called as vyabhichara, parting ways from the expected behavior. So expected behavior has some margins, and then when you go beyond it, then it is called as vyabhichara. Now this word vyabhichara is particularly used in vernacular languages of India, of course, that promiscuous behavior of a person, extramarital or attempts or endeavor of behavior of any person, then it would be called as vyabhichara. Not trying to or not keeping that fidelity or that faith of the marriage, that would be called as vyabhichara. Now avyabhicharena, so avyabhichara is again absence of that avyabhichara, that is complete absolute faithfulness. Avyabhichara. So here this abhichara word would have been sufficient, achara and abhichara. So first make it negative and then absence of negativity. So again making it complicated. So somebody can say for the sake of the meter, for the sake of the meter, but yes, there is also meaning associated with it, that absence of vyabhichara. So it refers to also this devotion of gopis to Sri Krishna, because they were all married women of Gokul. All right. Now they are saying, they are using this language that he says Sri Krishna is our all and all. He is our beloved husband of our heart. Now they are all married women. How can they say that? So they are, of course, because they are saying this thing in the pure spiritual sense. That's why they are using the language. They do not mean anything basal. So to point out that it is the absence of vyabhichara, they are also, this means Sri Ramakrishna in the gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, he has used this phrase, avyabhicharini bhakti. And what does it mean? He gives various examples. Various examples. Of course, gopis of Vrindavan are the foremost. They say, he is giving the example of gopis. He said that when Krishna left Vrindavan and he went to Dwarka, and there he became a Dwarkadhish, and now he is a big king now. Now that boy of Vrindavan and Gokul, now he is no more a boy, he is a big Chakravarti Samrat, he is a big king there. But these gopis of Vrindavan, they express their desire when some devotee, when some known person to them who had visited them, and this their plea reached the ears of Sri Krishna. So Sri Krishna made the arrangement to bring them from Vrindavan so that they can see him once more. So these people, these all gopis, they traveled from this Vrindavan, this Gokul, this Mathura, and they reach here Dwarka. They reach here Dwarka, and they were so eager, so earnest, that they immediately they wanted to see him straight away without spending any other time in any other thing, like taking rest or refreshment or any other thing. They say, we straight away we want to see him. Okay then, so that is the time when they reached. At that time, so Bhagwan is seated in his court, and now because he is the king of Dwarka, so the court is now in motion. And these people, this is the story Sri Ramakrishna tell. So these gopis of Vrindavan, they were brought in the court, and they were having all this ghungat as in North Indian fashion. Sri Ramakrishna is narrating, and they said, they are asking, so where is our beloved Krishna? So he says, you don't know, you see, he is the king that he is seated on the throne, that is the person, he is Krishna. So they just raise their eyes or eyesight towards that person, and immediately they turn their face and pulls up their all that ghungat. He says, who is this person? We don't recognize him. We don't know him. Seeing this person at this old age, should we lose our satitva? This is the phrase, this is what they say. That we are sati, that we are married to one and only one person. And Sri Krishna is the owner of our heart. Who is this person? We don't even recognize him. We are not going to see even his face. That is not our Krishna. Meaning that avyabhicharini bhakti, meaning that it is the same Krishna who is of the Krishna of the Vrindavan, who is a boy of Vrindavan, who is just 8 or 10 years old. That Krishna only they had accepted as their beloved. That Krishna alone is accepted as their beloved, not the King Krishna. So they are not even ready to see at his face. Look at his face. So avyabhicharini bhakti. It is the same Krishna. So one Krishna, somewhere it is worshipped as Gopala. Somewhere he is worshipped as this Krishna of Vrindavan. Somewhere he is worshipped as the Krishna of Mahabharata, that giving that sermon to Arjuna. Or somewhere he is worshipped along with Radha, or somewhere he is worshipped as this Dwarkadhish Sri Krishna along with Rukmini and all. So it is not only, it is the same person, but they are not even ready to consider even his different form. That is avyabhicharini bhakti. So your bhakti is dedicated, committed to only one aspect. There are different aspects of the divine Krishna, Kali, Durga, Shiva. But when you are committed to one, maybe by taking initiation or by your resolve. That resolve or by that diksha, it means that you will realize that divine into only that one particular form. Sri Ramakrishna says that if you are going to dig on a different places, how can you reach the water? You have to dig at one place, then only you can get to the water. Avyabhicharini bhakti. There is this Ram Nam Sankirtan takes place in Ramakrishna Mutt all over on the day of Ekadashi. So when this Ram Nam Sankirtan begins, there is some Sanskrit chants are done before the proper Ram Nam begins. Those Sanskrit composition are by Swami Goswami Tulsidas ji, the Sanskrit composition. He not only didn't, he was a great Sanskrit Pandit scholar. He not only composed that Ramcharitmanas in what you say, that Avdhi or Braj Bhasha, but he also had beautiful Sanskrit compositions to his name. Now, when this, it begins with this verse, and what does this verse say? This is very beautiful. Srinathe Janaki Nathe Abheda Paramatmani Tathapi Mama Sarvasva Ramaha Kamala Lochanaha. This is, what does it say? He said, Srinathe, matlab Srinath. Srinath is Krishna or Vishnu, that is Sri, that is Lakshmi or Radha. Her Natha is Sri Krishna. Srinathe. Janaki is Sita. Janaki Natha is Rama. So he says, in Paramatmani, in the highest sense of that truth, Paramatman, Paramatma Tattva Rupena, essentially in principle, that Krishna and Rama are not distinct, are not different, they are the one and the same thing. I know that. Srinathe Janaki Nathe Abhedaha. They are Abheda, there is no difference between Krishna and Rama. From the highest standpoint of view, Paramatmani. Then he says, Tathapi, still. He says, still, though I know, still. Mama Sarvasva, my everything is who? Ramaha Kamala Lochanaha. That Kamala Nayana Rama, he is my everything. It is not that I have any misunderstanding that Rama is separate from Krishna. No, I know it perfectly well. But I have to this Rama Kamala Nayana, I have given my heart. He is my everything. This is Avyabhicharini Bhakti. Sri Ramakrishna says, gives the example of a household lady. She says, so there are so many people in her life, like her father-in-law is there, her apart from her husband, of course, her elderly brother-in-law, younger brother-in-laws, or the friends of her husband, or other gents of the household, and even the servants, even the all those people are there. Different businesses, she is conducting business. She is, kindly, lovingly, affectionately, she is taking care of everyone, serving everyone, and whatever her responsibility is, with her affection and kindness, she is trying to win the heart of everyone. That everything is true, but the place her husband have in her heart, nobody can occupy that place. Her love, her reverence, she is one with him. There are no two. Her husband is not separate from her. So that is called as Avyabhicharini Bhakti. You are given to only one one aspect. Like those gopis, they are not even ready to see that Krishna who has grown up and become king. They say, no, this is not our beloved. He is not the ruler of our heart. The ruler of their heart is that 8 years old boy who is to run after the cows. That is their Krishna. They didn't see him. Avyabhicharini bhakti. So, bhakti is this practical science. When theory of this jnana is applied, then there is bhakti. Bhakti is to be practiced, is to be lived, it has to be built. It is not just belief, it is not just for sake of saying and talking. Bhakti is consummation of jnana, yoga and karma. In bhakti, he lives that jnana, yoga and karma. So he practices, he acts, karma yoga and bhakti yoga. They both are practical sciences. Jnana and yoga, they are theories, and these theories are realized, put to practice in bhakti and karma. So, the one who is practicing bhakti is not devoid of jnana or yoga. It is not like that. He has absorbed, he has subsumed that knowledge and that yoga, that meditation in the bhakti. Through bhakti, he lives that. Jnana and karma, jnana and yoga. Now, one example is we see that Tulsidas ji and Surdas ji, they were contemporary. So, in the streets of Varanasi, one day Surdas ji is blind. So, one day they met in the street, Surdas ji and Tulsidas ji. Both are great devotees, great devotees. Surdas ji is the devotee of Balakrishna, Gopal Krishna. And Tulsidas ji is the devotee of Dhanurdhari Ram. No, he is Dhanurdhari Ram. He is not Balak Ram, Ram Lala. He is not worshipper of the Ram Lala. He is Dhanurdhari Ram. He is worshipper of the Dhanurdhari Ram. So what happened? So these people are in the street, in the midst of the street, they are talking when they met, devotee to devotee, heart to heart. And then somebody started shouting that, disperse, disperse, go away. A mad bull is on the run. So these Kashi's road strips, they are very narrow. And these things are very dangerous. If some mad bull start rushing, even if it touches someone, this fellow is done for. So that's why everybody is panic, everybody is rushing. So Tulsidas ji stood, he is not affected by this thing. He is standing in the midst. That he is fully convinced that that bull will not do any harm to him. But he sees that though Surdas ji is blind, he simply has jumped off to the side of the street to make way for the bull. And once he realizes that bull has gone through, so Tulsidas ji again comes back. He is blind. And so Surdas ji comes back, and they want to resume the talk. So Surdas ji has returned as if nothing has happened, normal thing. But Tulsidas ji is surprised. Tulsidas ji is asking him that I cannot believe a great saint like yours, God realized soul. How can be he afraid of any other thing? Leave alone this creature. Are you afraid of what? Life, this body you want to preserve? Are you afraid of dying? What? How can you have fear? So Surdas ji explains it. He said, Listen. See, you are worshipping that Dhanurdhari Ram. That's why you are not afraid. But I worship that Gopal Krishna. I have to take care of my God. He doesn't take care of me. So that's why I ran away. Because I live that idea thoroughly. That is the point. Avyabhicharena bhakti yogena. Mam chayo avyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate. This is the word Bhagavan Sri Krishna has used here in the 26th verse. So how you can go beyond this, all three gunas? So in this way, you can transcend these gunas. They will never touch you. You will be not anymore captive, a slave, by the play and force of these gunas. You will attain this Jivan Mukti, this freedom, this moksha, here in this body, while living in this body, which is like impossibility. As if somebody can say that I have captured the infinity in this small container. This is it, or this is saying like it. So Jivan Mukti. So how? Bhagavan says, Mam cha yo avyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate. One who worship me in this way, with that kind of commitment, with that kind of dedication, with that kind of surrender and one-pointedness, and that person, what? Sagunan samatiti. Samatiti. Atiti sama samyak bhavena. Comprehensively, without any trace, without any loophole, without any gap, he will attain. That is the way. That is the way, Arjuna. Through this way, you can go beyond these gunas. You can attain this immortality here in this mortal world. Sagunan samati etan. And this Brahma bhuyaya. Brahma bhuyaya kalpate, meaning that he become deserved to enter into the Brahman, to absolute infinity. He has kalpate, he has become, he has deserved now. Meaning that now as soon as, just by the when his prarabdha is extinguished, come to cessation, and he let go of this body, this person is not going to born again. He is going to become one with the infinite, one with the Brahman, Brahma Bhuyaya. To become Brahman, he has become fit for becoming Brahman itself. So this is what is like Jivan Mukti. Was this Jivan Mukti is attained as long as, how long that person lives in that body? As long as this body is born for to experience a certain kind of prarabdha, till then only. And when that body is born, body is left. Ordinary people are born again because our karma is left. We are not free. We will have to again take the shelter of a womb of a mother. Again you will have to be born. Again you will have to be you will have to grow. Again you will have to go to nursery, primary school. Again that samsara. Again you will have to do that struggle. Again this all negotiation and all work and all endeavor. You will have to again, you have to go repeatedly. No, we do not know how many births you might have gone through and how many you will go again and again. If you do not realize and do not make particular efforts to escape from this, it is not going to cease ever. That's how this is built. You like that bullock, yoked to that oil mill, you would be going round after round. So the person who has come to realization that this is stupidity, this is foolishness, that I must escape, this is no life, this is madness, that I have been taken for right, unless that person comes to such kind of realization. And he doesn't become desperate to become free. This moksha, ichha, mumuksha, it doesn't come to him with that full force and he gives all he have got. And then slowly, repeatedly, life after life, he gains position, better and better position. At one point of time, he is born in such a way, to such a parent, he gets such a atmosphere, neighborhood, teachers, friends, and at opportune time, a proper guru. He directs him. He is born with those qualities, those virtues, and what it is that sadhan sampad, Shat sadhan sampad, he is born with those virtues, and then that is the time he cracks it open and he becomes free. How many lives that person might have be waiting for, preparing for. In every life, he is trying to make his move probably one hair little more. That was the distance he is able to cover, one hair, to the breadth of one hair. And this is what this moksha is about. This freedom is not cheap. And that path, this endeavor to that moksha, to that freedom, is called spiritual life. This is spiritual life is about. It is not meant for enhancing the quality of your worldly life. It is not meant for it. It is not comfort-seeking thing. It is not because you like it. It is not for it. It has a great objective, this great ambition. And to this great ambition, these great efforts are made. And the resultant thereof is somebody, by the grace of that Mahamaya, becomes free. How to become free? How to go beyond that? Bhagavan says, this is the way. Mam chayo avyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate. Then he concludes this chapter, Brahmano hi pratishtaham amrutasya vyasya cha. That infinity, that Brahman, I am the pratishtha, I am the base, I am the abode. Meaning that, how can Brahman, which is the infinite, how can he be abode? Meaning that you will reach there through me. This is exactly Sri Krishna, Bhagwan Ramakrishna also had said that Ishwar avatars are like those windows through which you can gauge, you can see the infinity, you can come in touch with the infinity. Like you are in a room, it is closed totally. If window is open, then you can see that infinite sky. You are in touch with that infinity now. So that is the meaning. That's why Bhagavan Krishna, he is in such a lofty mood, lofty state of mind. That's why he is using such word. Brahmano, he is saying Mam. Now he was saying all the time, he was talking about these qualities and going beyond qualities, and suddenly, all of a sudden, he says, Mam chayo avyabhicharena, one who worship me. So who is me? This me is not just a person. He is that Ishwara avatar himself. The incarnation of that Ishwara. Ishwara is what? The ruler of this creation. The one with whose will this universe has taken shape, exists in him, dissolutes in him, is born out of him. It is without Ishwara, there is no creation. Whenever there is a creation, there is Ishwara. They are as if they coexist together. If there is creation, then there is Ishwara. This Ishwara takes birth like an ordinary human being, to a mother, to a father, and to whom Bhagavan is saying that this is not ordinary thing. I am not an ordinary being. This is the way, this is the path, and that's how he says, Brahmano hi pratishtaham. I am the pratishtha, I am the abode. Herein lies the Brahman. You approach it from here. What is that Brahman? Amrutasya avyayasya cha. That is the immortality, that is the nectar, and that is Avyaya, that is infinite, which cannot be partitioned into parts, which cannot be divided into parts, segmented or fragmented. It is one infinite, one cohesive, one everything, in which everything, this all differentiating things you experience, they are all like illusion, dreamed, imagined, or whatsoever are apparently exist in that one. That one Brahman, that one nectar, that is one, that is the true nature of immortality. I am that. That is Shashvatasya. That is Shashvata. That is eternal. Dharmasya, that is, I am also the Pratishtha of Dharma. This is very beautiful. Not only spirituality, moksha, but also Dharma. How man lives, how Dharma is drawn from this moksha only. Dharmasya, sukhasya, ekantikasya cha. That ekantika sukha, the absolute bliss, the pleasure, the happiness of lives, I am the root of it. I am the foundation of it. I am the fountain of it. There is nowhere anything apart from me. How profoundly, where the mind of Krishna is at this moment, he says, I am the abode of Brahman. Amrutasya vyasya cha. Herein lies the immortality, the infinity, the eternalness, the dharma, and the absolute happiness. I am that. This is what he says. This is it. So, this bhakti is therefore to be pursued in this highest sense, in this highest idea, oriented by this highest outlook. This is what bhakti is about. This is what bhakti is for. This is the goal of the bhakti. Dharma is what? Dharma is by which you conduct your life, your affairs of the world, because you are born in a situation, and there whatever the way of life it might have come to you, or you might have chosen. So how do you go about it? How do you follow dharma? What is dharma? Vivekananda very clearly defines, which takes you nearer to the moksha. That alone is dharma, that alone is your duty. So how you will fulfill your duties, how you will discharge your responsibilities, how you should act, how should you react, how should you respond, how should you decide, how should you infer, how should you conduct yourself, how should you think, how should you dream, how should you imagine. And all that is falls within the arena of dharma. That is dharma. It teaches you, it teaches that human being the path to the infinity, the path to the excellence. Dharmasya, not only that, sukhasya ekantikasya cha. Sukhasya ekantikasya cha. Ekantikasya. Because everything that it goes in, sya, this word is, this suffix is coming because of the shashtha vibhakti of means sya. Dharmasya means of dharma. Why this? Because abode of so many things he said. Brahmanah, then amrutasya, avyayasya, shashvatasya. So of every these things, of eternalness, of infinity, of immortality, of dharma, and of absolute ekantikasya, sukhasya. Sukhasya ekantikasya cha. So this is what bhakti is supposed to give to you. And here this wonderful chapter, the 14th chapter, Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga, concludes. So we will take break here. Arati is at 6:10. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.